have heard it from the voice of the former United Workers' Party supporters. You have heard it from the voice of the former Freedomites. And you will continue to hear it from us, yourselves, labor rights. United we stand, undivided we will fall. Here we are. We ready. Welcome to Afuawi land. It's been a while, Red Army. I welcome you. But all good things take time. And that is why we need 5 more years. The heights by great men reached and kept were not attained by sudden flight. For they, whilst their companions slept, were toiling upwards in the night. That is the work of the Dominica Labour Party. So Concord, Marigot, Dominica! Marigot is red! They cannot stop our destiny. This is ours. This is Labour! Thank you, Mr. Chairman. People of the Commonwealth of Dominica, welcome to Marigot. For me, there is no place like home. Thank you to the Almighty Father for preserving us and bringing us all here safely. A special welcome to our distinguished leader, a leader for the times, my Prime Minister, the Honorable Roosevelt Skerritt. Welcome, welcome. I welcome my fellow candidates of the Dominica Labour Party winning team for these 2014 general elections. Also a special welcome to Ambassadors, Drs. Philbert Aaron and Dr. Vince Henderson. Welcome to our special invitees and most importantly to you, our dearest supporters. All of you here tonight and those watching and listening on the different media. Welcome to Marigot. I am Dr. Martin Christmas, MD, your knight in shining red armor, the son, a son of the soil here in Marigot. Biologically, the son of Hiram Christmas and Audrey Christmas, née Samuel, and also the son of Marigot, the once proud community and constituency, home to the once great representatives Will Strathmore Stevens and Pat Stevens, and who once placed our hopes, our trust, and our very future in the hands of Edison James and the United Workers' Party. Yes, once upon a time, the UWP once was great, once offered hope. Now they only offer revenge for having lost. But believe it or not, at one time they had our trust. We believed in them and we were betrayed. I thank the great fighters of my hometown, heroes from past battles, heroes such as the late Terry James, his sister Phoebe James, Barbara Tong, Richard Charles, and last, most recently, but definitely not least, Senator Dayton Baptist, for keeping the spark glowing here in Marigot. A spark which is now a bright candle. That candle is now a symbol of hope for a brighter tomorrow. Tonight, I am privileged to be addressing you and I am grateful for the support that you have given me. Every day I am charmed by your warmth and your most hospitable reception. You welcome me into your homes, and you listen to my vision for a brighter and a more prosperous Marigot. In spite of the avalanche of attacks meted out to me by the UWP, I have been encouraged to continue the fight. Like Moses, who led the Israelites, you held my hands with your support, whether it is by sharing my messages on Facebook or discussing my vision for Marigot in your homes, amongst your friends, or even greeting me on the streets. My resolve to fight this noble battle has been fortified by you, my Labourite supporters. Contrary to the lies spewing continuously out of the mouths of Edison James and his mentee, Lennox Linton, the Dominica Labour Party has been working here in Marigot. It must also be kept in mind that the most significant development projects have been here in Marigot. Projects such as the Melville Hall, now Douglas Charles Airport. We in Marigot have seen projects and works at the Will Strathmore Stevens Primary School, the Marigot Fisheries Complex where we are at this moment, and also the Northeast Comprehensive School, were all completed by the Dominica Labour Party. The evidence is clear. It is the Dominica Labour Party government that has been working in Marigot. One just needs to look around at the evidence. The Douglas Charles Airport Rehabilitation and Night Landing Facility, as I told you, has benefited our tourism product and created many jobs. The Dr. Nicholas Liverpool Highway, which now cuts your traveling time to and from Roseau by more than 20 minutes. The Dominica Labour Party again. The $3 million fire station project at the airport that has not only benefited our servicemen, but also the country as a whole. This is the work of Labour. The rehabilitation of the Marigot Police Station, the courthouse, the sub-treasury building. This has improved law enforcement and has increased the efficiency of our court system and the sub-treasury. The rehabilitation at the school has benefited our primary school children. The North End and Concord Water Development Project. There are not many more water shortages. Those that still exist are because a man who loves water, we saw him drink it in a very impressive manner while crying mea culpa, mea maxima culpa for lying. This man has failed to visit certain hamlets of Marigot over the last 25 years. And that is why these hamlets still do not have water. This is our promise to you. The Dominica Labour Party will ensure that all of you have the right to drink it just as fast as he did. We have also seen the rehabilitation project of the Northeast Comprehensive School, and this has provided a much greater learning environment for our students and teachers. There has been development of the livestock farm at Londonderry, the establishment of an adult education and youth skills program at the Marigot Foundation High School, as it was formerly known, the development of housing and industrial lands at Melville Hall, which will create employment, the Yes We Care program here in Marigot benefiting our seniors, just as the over 70 public assistance program. We have also seen the National Employment Program come into effect and the student financing support, the provision of free transportation service for Marigot to and from the secondary and primary schools, the students of Marigot at the Northeast Comprehensive. This service is saving your parents money, a lot of money every month. The list could go on and on. Among many other initiatives that happened so quickly, the UWP failed to realize it, or probably they just deliberately were scourged because of the countless benefits that would accrue to the people of Marigot under the DLP watch. I will not continue to list the projects because I know you, the people of Marigot, are not blind. You have just been fooled, but you have seen the work of labor. In fact, any project that the DLP undertook, as long as the benefits could not be intricately linked in some mysterious way to the UWP, it was simply branded as handouts or criticized, though they themselves relish their usage. Throughout the last 25 years, they have used these roads. They have been victims to the suffering, but they only continue to keep it from you so that every 5 years they can come back and attempt to blame others. Prime Minister, the Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit, has championed the cause for a better Dominica, whilst the same officials of the UWP who were elected to represent your interests, you did it twice in the last 5 years, at the general elections and also at the by-elections. These persons have done nothing but boycott the parliament and are now asking for another chance to boycott again. Electing Lennox Linton is like hiring a security guard to guard your property at night, but instead he just goes and sits on the neighbor's property or probably somewhere in Las Vegas all night. Comrades, the UWP has been Dominica's greatest obstacle to development. Every single initiative implemented by the government has been criticized by them. They continue to oppose just for the sake of opposing. The stadium, the highway, the night landing, which they use with much greater frequency than us. They travel every time they hear something that is not in their favor. All of these have come in for great criticism from these mediocre opponents. The only persons that neglected Marigot were Edison James and the United Workers' Party. For the first time in years, the UWP is campaigning so heavily in a constituency which they have held. And it is very understandable why. It's not only that the village doctor, as I'm referred to in their circles, has become a colossal image for continued progress, but also because my friends, neighbors, and loved ones of the constituency have been fed up and frustrated at the negativity and the lack of leadership the UWP has demonstrated. And so they have slowly but surely been taking matters into their own hands, as evidenced by the decline in support for the UWP over the last 3 elections. I am of the belief that Messieurs James and Linton and the UWP have realized that this perpetual cycle of the decline in support for James needed another change so as to prolong their bad faith in the community. The one thing they did not realize is that not only was Marigot growing weary of Edison and his negative rhetoric and lack of initiatives, but that they collectively believe that there is no real hope under the UWP. And so gradually, they have migrated to the side of the village doctor, as they call me, to embark on a new journey towards real representation, a journey to progress. Tonight, we give you no big foreign band, no collection of monies from you at the gate. They can tell as many lies as they want, but here you are, here we are. With your support, I have drawn up a 5-year plan which will see development in the following areas. In the area of agriculture, we will see rehabilitation of several important feeder roads such as the Kayambok, Foxhall Road and the Craig Road. We will revive the vanilla industry. People of Marigot, you know that there is money in vanilla, not ginger, which they will keep to themselves and not tell you. Real cash crops. We will promote animal husbandry and poultry farming with viable and sustainable markets. I will tell you, right here in the fisheries complex, they have been asking for our vision. Listen well. In the area of fisheries, which they have failed to elaborate in their so-called bogus budget, we will bring you a rehabilitation of the Marigot Fisheries Complex along with important facilities such as the ice flaking machine, and engine repair department, and the rehabilitation of the on-site boat building facility. In the area of communications and works, there will be rehabilitation of roads such as the Overgutter Road, the Fine Grass Road, the Valley Road, the Dam Backstreet Road. We will guarantee access to electricity and potable pipe-borne water in all areas of the constituency. For the area of ports such as this one, which is already a port of entry, we will advocate for full functionality of this complex as a port of entry. This I make as a promise to you. There will be inclusion of innovative private services within the existing airport facility. And have you read our manifesto? We are also offering an international airport right here at Compton Point, very close to Marigot. Can you imagine the kind of development that this will bring to you? No bridge to Europe can offer you such development, people. Look at the reality and not be fooled by fairy tales. In the area of education and sports, I promise to advocate for official opening and registration of the Northern Education Complex, as they wanted to call it. It is now the Northeast Comprehensive School. We also offer to significantly upgrade the school to include facilities for distance education, teleconferencing with the Dominica State College, and the possibility of establishing the facility as a satellite of the Dominica State College. We hope to establish the faculty for auto mechanics, machinery, and heavy equipment maintenance, also to complete the rehabilitation of the Lyo Park to be able to host cricket, football, and athletics. I shall also, as part of the DLP, advocate for and support development of other sporting facilities such as basketball courts and various sports clubs. I now come to the area of health, an area of much misguided debate, and of which I still choose to reserve some of the details and allow my opponents to continue in their frenzy of lies, stories, and acting. The most I will tell you is that there is a startling truth that they are not telling you. They continue to attempt to hide it from you and tell you rubbish about their state-of-the-art hospital, which they have no idea how to staff or how to run. We simply offer you what has always been in the pipelines. Whilst I sat as the director of primary healthcare and pushed as that director of primary healthcare for the reconstruction of the Marigot Hospital facility to now include fully functional and staffed trauma center and other important facilities of primary and secondary care. This is the kind of full reconstruction we offer you, not the replacement of a roof. I have fought for this as the director of primary health care, while some lazy, well, I really don't like that word, maybe I should say selectively participating representatives neither visited nor advocated for any development in that area, and now they come out as the representative of Woodlands and attempt to blame it on others, but they were not doing their job. The rest of the story of health is yet to come. People of Marigot, all that is pending is the ability to admit patients. That is something that we offer you in our newly constructed hospital. So I send a clear message to Edison James and his newfound student, Lennox Linton. Go back to the hospital, look at it, see the area for accident and emergency, which is now larger and better equipped than what was there previously. Look at the still functioning dental facility, the still functioning pharmacy, the still functioning Marigot Health Center, and stop fooling the people and attempting to argue that we have taken away the hospital when the only two areas of primary health care in our beloved country which have been able to admit patients have only been Marigot and Portsmouth. And you, the people of Marigot, still have the privilege of being taken to the Princess Margaret Hospital for specialist care. If you do not get there in time, it is because your representative of the last 25 years has been paid to represent you in Parliament, paid to push for proper transfer services with the fire and ambulance. But instead of doing that, he sits either at his home at Pegua, the one in Santa Roma, or the one in Barbados, or gossiping with Lennox Linton on between you and me, and has failed to ensure your representation. That will end. Do not be fooled, my people. When the Accident and Emergency Department is only temporarily at Wesley, remember that the people of Wesley would also have come to Marigot. And if these opponents of mine had any understanding of simple arithmetic, they would realize that the distance from Marigot to Wesley is exactly the same as that from Wesley to Marigot. So I am telling the people of Wesley, beware of them. They hate you. That is why they want to ensure that not even for a few weeks you have the services in your community. Bear that in mind. They are selfish, they are arrogant, and they seek to corrupt the minds of the people of this health district. Do not be fooled. I will now move on to the area of industry, something that we have not seen for a long time. We once had it here in Marigot when we were represented by Freedom, and we would have had it under Labour, but the United Workers' Party and their schemes of lies have kept it from us. So now I come to offer you, in your first year of Labour Party representation, we will see dehydration of premium fruits such as bananas, mangoes, coconuts, citrus, breadfruits, etc. We promise to revive the plantain and banana chips industry, something you once had right here in Marigot, which was lost under UWP. We will implement packaging and labeling right here in Marigot. Banana fiber for the craft industry. You will be able to sell this to tourists with our new international airport and upgraded Charles and Douglas Airport. Clay tiles and brick manufacturing. We once had blocks manufactured here in Marigot. Now we have to pay henchmen of the UWP to transport it here to us. That too will return to Marigot. By the third year, we hope to have coconut water and milk processing, Tetra Pak packaging plant, cooperative where you will be the beneficiaries. And this will allow us to package coconut water, citrus juices, and many other products from your farms and surrounding farms. Coconut oil production, including virgin coconut oil, coconut timber and wire production for craft and furniture manufacturing. The older farmers here will remember when we once depended on coconut. The trees are still standing. The UWP has done nothing to help you. All they have encouraged you to do is sit on the side of the roads with your hands outstretched, complaining that you have not been given. We know you are stronger than that. We again offer you the opportunity to earn well for yourselves and your families. By the fourth year under the Dominica Labour Party, we should see honey production again on the rise in this constituency and the others. Raising of honeybees for export, beeswax propolyo production and export. And by the fifth and final year, when they will again return with lies, attempting to tell you that Labour does not like you, but when you will already have seen the difference, we will offer you things such as fish meal fertilizer production for use in agriculture, so you will no longer have to be asking for handouts of fertilizer and they criticizing. They will have to find the proper campaign strategy. Hopefully, they will have a decent manifesto by then. The animal feed using fish byproducts from this very fisheries complex and also bananas and breadfruits. You will also benefit from tourism and culture, development of area of coastline between this fisheries complex and the airport will be developed as your tourism area. It is the first thing visitors to our country sees, and it is the last thing they see before departing. We have not forgotten Concord. The Concord area will also be developed as an eco-community aimed at attracting sustainable ecotourism investment. We offer to develop touristic sites of historical significance across the community, areas such as the former estate houses, well, excluding one of them now occupied by your representative, whilst he continues to criticize other leaders for having a simple home valued at way less than that one of his free homes. We will advocate for mountain bike trails across the constituency and also the construction of a suitable tourism center. In the area of housing, we will advocate for affordable housing for low, medium income earners. Also provision of low-cost residences to the needy, funding for refurbishment of dilapidated homes, and also advocate for establishment of a nursing home and hospice care facility to serve the Northeast. In the area of community development, construction and equipping of a community resource center will take place under the DLP. We will offer you a gym and model health and wellness center with sorts of training facilities which will bring together alternative and conventional medical care. We also offer to establish road and environmental maintenance teams and to ensure efficient waste disposal programs. We shall also improve sanitation, particularly via the eradication of inadequate toilet facilities. We plan to embark on a community beautification drive, including advocacy for appropriately placed street lamps, signage and traffic signs, and also modification of traffic routes, no entries, etc. across the constituency. I know you have been growing bored, but I needed to respond to some of the things that the UWP has been pushing into your heads and trying to tell you that Labour has no plans for Marigot. Because on the other hand, we have Lennox Linton with only one plan: get elected, and then he shall attempt to figure out how to run the country or run away to another island and hope not to get deported. For him, Dominica was just another place to go seek a job. Dominica was his last resort, and Marigot he sees as his passport to the treasury. I can understand why he didn't get a job. He violated the sacred rule of your first impression is a lasting impression. For example, here he is not only a candidate, but he is here as the political leader of the UWP, asking you, the people of the Marigot constituency, to elect him because he's ready to lead. Days after election was called, still no manifesto of this big vision he had. How can we trust someone who lies during our interviews? Would you give that person a job to lead you? Much less to run our country. Magwesa, how that for we? Marigot deserves better, and that's why I am asking you to vote on December 8th, 2014. Marigot, you know this village doctor, but you do not know the journalist. You have only heard him. Mr. Linton would not know the genetic fiber of Marigot because, quite frankly, he is a stranger to Marigot and Marigot is a stranger to him. He is just using Marigot as his gateway to self-service. He is not interested in you, the people of Marigot. In fact, he doesn't even like people at all. But he must pretend to like people. It has become all too apparent, his disconnect with the constituency of Marigot. That is why everywhere he goes, his tour guide, Edison James, points out to him the names of the streets, the villages, and the people of Marigot. He has to introduce him to you. Introductions. This is something that I do not need, that I do not ask for. Forgive me, those few of you who have not seen me directly, but it is simply because I know I need no introduction to you. You are a people who know me almost as well as I know myself. So that is why I simply need to ask you to support the voice you know, the face you recognize, one who has been there for you, who has stood by you, who has given up much for you, and who will always be there for you. Had my opponent spent some time on West Flat, some time in Monkey Hill, some time at Four Road and other areas, he would have known that the few $20 bills collected from Dominicans in the diaspora and his funding agency in Europe, we now chooses to call family. These handouts cannot buy our hopes. These handouts cannot buy our dreams. These handouts cannot buy our aspirations. Perhaps his can be bought, but not ours. For over 6 years, as your longest serving local Dominican medical officer, I have worked and served with you. In those arduous yet productive years, I have been overjoyed with the newborn babies delivered. I have shared your pain. I have witnessed the relief on your faces when you were being treated. You may not agree with the pace at which I sometimes did things, but I know that in the end we all celebrated the achievement. It was well worth the effort. But you do know this village doctor who once played amongst your children, who after completing studies, instead of going abroad to better another community, has returned to Dominica and to Marigot and served here. I, as an individual with no regrets or apologies, have missed even the first words, the first steps, the first days at school of my own biological children. But in return, I was there for the first cries of your babies when born, the last breaths of your dying parents. You, my people of Marigot, I was there for you when no one else would. That is why tonight, Marigot, I need your help to finish this race that we have started together, this journey of hope for a brighter and a better Marigot. I am in this race to win. I am in this race for all of us, and I will not give up, nor will I cave in to the hostilities, to the insults, nor to the threats of the United Workers' Party. My resolve is unshakable because the destiny of my people is at stake. You can pull down and continue to tear down our posters, but you cannot rid them of the hope. You can burn the billboards as much as you want, but the vision remains with them. You can intimidate, you can ridicule, but that only strengthens our loyalty, because what does not kill us only makes us stronger, because this is labor. Yes, laborites, my fight is everyone's battle. The young school child in need of assistance, the unemployed who did not benefit from the NEP simply because their PAL rep asked them not to apply, the young aspiring business owners whose hopes were extinguished simply because his interests could not be represented, the farmer, the servicemen and women, the housewife, the lady over 70 years that needs our support, the street cleaners, the fishermen. They all need me to win this battle, and that's why I need you, Marigot, to help me bring real representation to our beloved constituency. We believe in liberty. We believe in equality. We believe in fraternity. We have come too far to let it go. Now it's time to press forward. If you help me win Marigot on December 8th, then we can begin to rebuild and to reconstruct Marigot. Block by block, home by home, community by community. Together we can make it, because as I have told you on many occasions, we deliver. This is labor. Comrades, this election is not won until the very last ballot is counted. Let us guard against any complacency. There is a reason why the DLP needs all 21 seats. We have demonstrated that we have the leader for the times, the vision for the times, and the willpower to take Dominica forward. We need all 21 on board. Not one will be left behind. Now more than ever, Dominica has called for men and women of integrity, men and women of persuasion, of courage, and astuteness of character. That is why we speak with our actions, and our motto will remain that Labour got to avai. Labour got to avai, and it will continue to work for the next 5 years. This election is not about sensationalism. It is about realism. It's not about promise. It is about progress. In this election, leadership still is everything. Comrades, friends, well-wishers, hard-working Dominicans, together we will take Dominica to the next level. I thank you, people of Marigot. I have requested your assistance. I have faith in you. I have always had trust in you. I have always stood with you. And I know that we will teach them the lesson. We will deliver the seat on the 8th of December. This is Labour. God bless you. God bless our party. God bless you all. Thank you.